Yeah, I want to be a little more active here on YouTube. I'm on a free pick here right now, using the API for mainly Nano Banana. So I'll do a little share all about how I compose my story workflow here. I'm mainly focusing on just image generation right now, which I gotten quite good at, I think, compared to a lot of people who are rushing it with Nano Banana. But I still have a little bit problem where it kind of what here it is in the image where I'm using it for LLM prompt. It's gonna give me this two drawing animation. It's okay. It kind of pins some wild idea, but it's not what I was looking for in this. The LLM it LLM need to be calibrated a little bit more to dial tune the specific use. I think something like clause skill where preset to type in certain lingo is better. I'm using Nano Banana Pro a lot, and I found that the Nano Banana Pro 2 at times is a little bit smarter, and people would know that in things like animation, trick shots like a difficult angle or some composition issue, the Nano Banana Pro 2 less powerful, fast, cheaper, but it's also a little bit more intelligent. I was figuring out why for this image why it keep giving me this kind of almost like a 2D drawings, kind of like a map painting. Like it's not quite photorealistic like I wanted to. So I found out that it was the character sheet that wasn't quite real enough, or the AI wasn't registering it as a live action character. So I remade it. I changed the style deliberately. Changed style to live action here, and it made it a little bit better. But I couldn't get it done on Nano Banana Pro regular. I have to use the Nano Banana Pro 2 here, where it's just a little bit smarter. Pro 2, the fast model is not as good at big scenes like these epic scenes with a lot of content, a lot of environment will overwhelm the model. But on character sheets it's okay. On character sheets just one subject matter, and the skin texture is actually okay. Here at Pro, right, at the more expensive Pro model, the texture is actually not as detailed. The layout for this one may be a little bit better, but I'm specifically looking to force Nano to register as a live action character, so this one did the trick. And it's more responsive at Pro 2. And so after that, I started using the live action character where it started looking like this, where it looked a lot more real. And I realized that I finally found out what was wrong, and I'm actually getting a live action images I actually want. And yeah, it takes some work. And the fact that you could not simply get to a character sheet from Nano Pro 1 is also a thing. So in some manner where you're looking at the CGI quality of some Nano Banana image, right? Where you see some user AI artists even professional, where they kind of get forced into this non-real illustrative look, and you realize that they're using the character sheet from Nano Banana Pro regular, and then yeah, it kind of it's kind of self-contradictory, where the Pro, the Pro couldn't generate a character sheet where it kind of pushes out of the non-live action territory. I kind of get stuck in that, you know, and that's something you have to dance out of it. But even then, right, sometimes it still forces itself back to a drawing. So the model, it not the original Nano Banana months and months ago, had a problem where it keeps giving you illustration whenever you try to do sci-fi. And think about Nano Banana Pro 1 or the new version is that it is able to do live action, right? But it's not completely clean, or it's not completely able to do that every single image. That sometimes it kind of regress back to the illustration weakness of the previous model. But you can see that it is noticeably stronger, but there's still a little bit of the training model base in there, and you still have to sometimes force it out of that's why you need for one prompt you need multiple images, or you're gonna settle for something like a drawing here for no reason. And it's not too it doesn't happen too much. The way to mitigate and force the AI to register as see, here is a Nano Pro character sheet, right? It just looks like a drawing, right? But if I go to Pro 2, then it starts looking like a live action character, right? Again and again, it's the same weakness. So character sheets use Pro 2, use the fast model. That's the big thing that I learned yesterday. You can also force live action by adding another image in there, where you know that that if you want one image that you want to expand on and move it out like that. This is the basic image reference, right? It looks very real. This was originally a Flux 2 image though. It's not even a Nano Banana. And sometimes you can dance around different model and use it like that, right? And force it out that way. And yeah, there is a continued problem where it continues to be weak. If you solely rely on Nano Banana Pro 1 to jumpstart image, you're gonna have a hard time to hit the live action though, but yeah, the residual weakness of the model is still there. Flux 2 has been kind of nice for me to dance out of things sometimes. I use Flux 2 as a character model sometimes. But mainly for scenes like this way, where there's a cinema layer element, I use Mid Journey. And with Mid Journey, I use things like well, I started getting smart where I use 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 character, right? Character bomb. I'm just using these as a background character or fillers, right? I don't want to character all of them too much. Midjourney is good with faces, so the diverse training model is giving you more different faces, and the environment and the cinema layer is also good. It just had a lot of training model on films, right? And a lot of AI professional guys are using it just to give it a little more spice. Because if you try to jumpstart the image with Nano Banana, you're not gonna go get something like this. You're gonna get something that is very generic and it's the default looking. What I'm seeing is that a lot of people are not using Nano Banana for what it's designed for, where it's not a good image jump starter. So and to save time, an image like this, I can just reuse these characters and you get a little bit of scene consistency. You get a cinema consistency when the characters look unique. And I only need them in the back to do this one thing where the main hero here is just protecting them. So one image pop from the LM, another to plug it in. And it's not so tedious. If you're gonna do an individual character, be too meticulous, and then try to do individual character sheet or every single one of these characters, you're gonna have a lot of time wasted, where you don't no longer AI artist streamlining and this way you get the best of both worlds. It's just one minute too. And if I wanted a little more diversity, right? Another scene and then another group of villagers, I just add another group of characters in there. Sometimes I vary the Midjourney prompt where if I want a little more detail on a person, I will prompt them with like 4 to 7 character now. It used to be that I was only gonna do 3 to 4. This is because I care about the detail on the clothing. But the Nano seemed to register it okay. And so you have a scene of four panel and all the background character, they technically dressed the same, they roughly look the same. There's a bit of a consistency there, where you can see that is one story, one group of people, and it costs you nothing. Again, it's just one LLM prompt. Oh, just give me 4 characters, right? I tuned up the character where there's specific age range and a group of general scope that I liked. But then you start working the LLM where you do the scene fillers. It's doing the work for you, right? Oh, this is just a style yeah. So it's been a powerful move here. And the willpower move is that I'm not even using it. I'm not even bothering with a character sheet with these side characters. They're consistent enough. If there's one character that I particularly need him to have an up close moment with my main character, he's gonna be a repeat character, right? So yeah, like this is a town hall leader or something. Uh, then I'll deliberately prompt the character after. But for this rough patch here, I don't need to do anything. Because I'm also here at this moment in time in this phase with the 2x2 and 3x3 the panel. I'm just roughing out the plot of the story here. It basically act as a first layer concept art for me, where I'm trying to I'm not being too deliberate. I'm just getting a general scope or what the general story is. And the thing with AI is that I don't need a storyboard. I find that if I'm gonna do a story, the bone plot is the storyboard. And then I just massage in from here. Later on, I'm gonna come back and be more deliberate with the characters. Here I'm testing out the garlic string because it's a vampire story. And there's the pitchfork, and I want to see if I add in the pitchfork, they're gonna hold it right, or how it's gonna look. If I'm being real picky, I might have to go mid journey and then prompt in the garlic string, but here I don't really care too much. I think it looks fine enough that I can just not banana raw text in. It's fine. And it always looks the same, so it's good. Uh, the background of the scene, right? The background of the scenes need deliberately another base image to keep it consistent. When that's all there is to it. You make it the scene a wide scene image, and then in the 2x2 panel, the camera is a little more mobile. You use Nano Banana for 2x2 because the Nano Banana has a bit of the VO3 training model where it can move the camera a little bit, but only in a 2x2 panel environment where it kind of remember itself. It kind of remember that it's in this kind of scenes. So when it moves, it's a bit of a. It kind of makes sense. The consistency makes sense. There's a bit of a memory in this one image in unto itself. If you want to zoom in on this one scene where it's a different background environment, you can remove subject, zoom back out, and then use the background that way, and then have another scene base, and then move from there again if you need to. For this particular angle, if you need to develop a little bit more. But of course, if you move away from Midjourney scene base, it's gonna come off a little bit dry, not a banana dry. You might try to use Flux 2 for scenes interior, where Flux 2 is a little more generative, imaginative for environment, where Nano tend to be really stiff with environment that if you're gonna keep reiterating with Nano, the background scenes feels a little bit boring. That's what I think. So Flux 2 is a good model where it still have enough creative generative capability for scenes. I find, yeah. That's a workaround. The texture is a little bit low quality sometimes. But I like the fact that it doesn't look like bricks. Where Nano Banana Pro right now, it just it's too stiff. It's not able to be imaginative, and you want a little bit imagination spice here. That's the main thing. Use Flux quite a lot what I need. Let me see. Character sheets doesn't always need to be too complicated. Here I generated this one soy Yeah, but then when I plugged it, the original was this image, right? Of Gemini here, still at the watermark. But I found that this image here, one single image, actually works better because you give him Nano Banana a lot of work already. See here in this one panel, I'm doing all these things, and I'm using this as a soil base, right? Just to keep the soil consistent. It's consistent enough. It works just fine. And if you're gonna do the multi-angle on the soil, it works. It taxes Nano Banana too much, where it start to have problems. Where it overwhelms it. You see, he's already doing 9 panels here. Excuse me, with two different characters, and yeah, it's tough. Yeah, I don't know. Or maybe alternatively, next time, I'm probably gonna do I'm probably gonna use the character sheet like this, where the story is already with the character, and that might be even with less taxing. Before this thing, I just added in spontaneously. I have this idea. I didn't care too much, but maybe that's something I want to do. You don't want Nalmana to be reading too much. I'm still debating whether full angle character faces is something that is worthwhile. I do find that the bigger character face, one close up on the face, that is clearly registering the visual element on the face. Bigger. Bigger seem to be better. Too small doesn't seem to be counterproductive. I'm not too sure that the angle is all that important. Professionally use the angle, but I yeah. Maybe I'm thinking I might go back to the just a big close up. I used to only use the one big close up. I'm beginning to see that if I wanted multiple characters, right? If I have like 7 characters, five, 7 characters, then the multi-angle faces is creating some kind of problem. Where yeah, sometimes the multi faces will show up in the end image, where you realize that the Nano Banana is having a problem with the number of things that it's referencing. So I'm trying to simplify. I see professional workflow people, instead of using multi angle, they don't even use a back. They just use your front image and then another big image of the face, and then they call it a day. And it doesn't seem to be giving them a lot of problem that way too. It seems to be working, but I don't think it works for me because DT's kind of clothing here. Sometime I need the back to be a specific consistency too, because because these are more like sci-fi characters. So we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I'll do one where for main character I might just do one with just one face, and then I'll do another one with 4 to see what the result is. Yeah. I think Nano Banana Pro right now is still it's still rather stiff. The model is still very stiff in terms of camera mobility. I found that say if I want a little bit of an angle on the background here, I have to generate the whole 9 images, and then the AI sort of dances out of things, right? And it gives me a low angle where the mountain is behind it. It kind of look nice, and I will use this specific image and just give it a little bit more spice, right? But then it takes countless and countless of generation to get off a very predictable the background motion. Well, this one is okay, right? This one I kind of quite like this one. or it's giving me text for no reason, but it's not too bad because I'm gonna upscale and zoom in anyway. I can remove it later. But it's a wild swing. Sometimes you get duds. Sometimes you get complete duds where the background is so boring. And sometimes you actually get usable. And I generally like 5 of these panels, and you know, and quite a few of them weren't all that meaningful. But you then at the end, if you really if you're really gonna massage into a Nano Banana Pro image for scene's mobility, you kind of realistically need to know what you get out of it, and how hard you need to actually work it. And I don't even know this one. The colors are completely off. I think I changed the style weapon for this one. I don't know. Some scenes are difficult, and the wild swing factor, generative swing factor, is something to be taken over. It's okay that you don't get the result the first time. But yeah, the camera definitely need improvement. That's what it is. I'm looking forward to the update for the new version of Nano Banana where it's not as stiff. And yeah, for artists, just remember that you are going into a very stiff tool, and there are things like only reference for clean and mid journey. For clean and then C dance, the camera mobility or as a video AI platform, the newer video AI platform is more mobile. And people, I'm seeing a lot of people, they just use the character reference, stage reference, and then they let the video AI top video AI platform just to do the camera that way, and they completely get off Nano Banana. And I'm starting to see for how backward Nano Banana is old, man. It's like 5 months old by now, so it's not good, and there's no point saying that they can do all that. But hopefully a big improvement coming. But you can still get a little bit out of it. You can still get a little bit of mobility out of it, but clearly it's like a 2025 backward kind of thing. Yeah. I haven't figured out my complete workflow of when I'm gonna dance out of it when I'm not. I'm not too familiar with cling and C dance only. I'm gonna figure it out tonight or tomorrow. I'm gonna start using the two platform a little bit. Yeah, I should be deciding where and when I'm gonna dance out of it when I'm not. But I haven't used it, so I haven't really noticed it. I end up using this scene and then you put it to work on something. Standalone Nano Banana is not gonna work. That's all I think. Let me go over some of these 2x2 panel here. I think Veo 3 training model has been great in terms of making it cinema looking, and there's no other image generator model that's as comparable. You have character expression, and then it looks like a image that you actually want to animate, and then yeah, nothing compares to the number. I'm gonna save this one because I'm gonna use it later. Or Pix first generation, I think. Yeah, Pix first. It's been a little bit. I would like the next version. I want to see a little more of a size comparison. Those two. Here it doesn't make too much sense. So I want to see some improvement on that. Let me see. Yeah. AI artists in the early beginning didn't quite understand how to work in a banana, but the style, composition, texture, lighting, that Nano Banana is very good at porting, but it has no capability of jump starting. So when you first It seems that there's an environmental stylize and then cinema coat like this way. You need a base, and the base was just basically an image like this, where give it a little bit of purple hue. And this image was from like a Midjourney. And the difference between someone that's doing a very dry image, which is you have a very environmentally texture consistent theme here, is just I went out of my way to not only do character and character sheets, and but I also just plugged it in the just plugged in the Midjourney image to a mood that I liked, and I kept the image on every scene. And that's all it took. And that's how you work Nano Banana. You have to give it the environment, the cinematic style setter is able to port the style reference very well. And I do like Midjourney when it comes to cinema, aesthetic, cinema aesthetic. But then and then it's nice that you're able to port it all over to over the Nano Banana. There was some cinema aesthetic from Midjourney version 6 that I loved, and I was very happy that I was able to somewhat port it over to Nano. And you don't need it to be too dry. This image here from this one was one of my first Midjourney images, and it was back version 6 ago, and it didn't have a lot of cinema coat, but I loved it. It came back a little bit. It's good enough. It's good enough. It's just one of my first image. I didn't care too much. It's out of nostalgic reason. Oh yeah, I should also show you guys this. There's a capability for you to morph a character. See, I'm looking for this character to just transform into this bat creature, right? Multiple iteration later, you can morph the character into this character here. Where the original image was this bald hair and this hair villain, right? But if I want an in-between mode, you can actually get an in-between the midway transformation with a 2x2 panel. Yeah, so I upscale this later, and then I got this. And you could not get it any other way unless you do a 2x2 panel, because 2x2 give you within the Nano Banana single image a memory of a scene transition. And the memory transition that's almost like a Fuel 3 like video AI model into an image model like this. It's quite powerful, so to use it for all it's worth. Otherwise, you could never get a blend of two characters in one like this. It is not good at blending. Nano Banana is very stiff, so if I generate this with this one character and individually with the human character here, no, you could not write a prompt where you could end up with a character like this. No matter how in between transition morph or something like that, it doesn't go this way. The model is trained in the background to be stiff, to be very consistent throughout. At least this version you cannot prompt it out. You cannot force prompt it out. I tried it numerous times, it doesn't work. But somehow the workaround of a 2x2 panel gets you the result of you can blend the both. You can blend both ends also. It's been a powerful workaround, and that's the only way. That there's a bit of a mobility. There's scene transition mobility. and that's big. If you want something blending. I don't know if there's any other tricks for Nano Banana. I think that's it. Let me see. Oh yeah, sometimes 2x2 panel, it forces you into these brackets. It's okay because when you zoom in, it will move the bracket anyway. It's a little ugly to look at, but then effectively as you upscale it, it doesn't even matter. The image is still the image. Just ignore it because it's some inevitably the AI generative is gonna make some mistake. It's gonna add something in, and it's still usable. So you don't have to deliberately remove the bracket because once you zoom in, it kind of forget that there's a bracket anyway. So effectively, it's just a little bit smaller resolution. Yeah. 2x2 professional have been using it a lot because of the memory and the sync consistency. It's great. Quickly for a few months I completely missed the fact that it is worth using. I'll save this one too. Let me see. Picks first. Yeah, picks first. When it comes to 2x2 panel here, like this is wonderful. It's one of the best addition for picks first C1 specific model. I haven't used CDance a lot, but I see people using CDance is a bit stiff. But this for Pix First is actually very good because Pix First is a little bit organic. It's a little bit calibrated to specifically 2x2 panel reference. So it doesn't follow precisely scene by scene the way CDance does. And so it has a little more mobility. You can actually prompt in on loose reference on the background base, and the prompt for Pixverse have been very easy. The results have been very good. Where yeah, you don't get the rigidity of having to follow the panel and kind of move around what the end result is. It's been fun. Pixverse have been very powerful. And it gives a level of control, but it doesn't stay to it too much. So yeah, it's the best of both worlds. Check it out. It's been very good. For scenes like this one, I found Nano Banana able to do period environment quite well. It knows what's up. This is just one mid-journey image, and this one I used it for the style reference. Well, or wanted the tone-ish of the scenes to kind of look similar to this one because I started this is the house of the family, so since I'm moving to a different scene, I still want the tonality of the image, and the tonality you see if I'm using this as a style reference and I'm telling you now, but extrapolate the texture, cinematic tone and the texture on this image. An earlier scene was just like this, right? It's a little bit grayish, you know. So they're moving out of town or into the inner city. The scene base will actually look like this, okay? This was a Flux 2 image. And this is where I started using Flux 2 to get off a Nano Banana very dry background. But then the problem with Flux 2 is that it's not a cinematic way. It's completely off tone to the story that I was using. And this was the earlier story where yeah, there has to be a style consistency there. You can also try in addition to the style image reference. to use color code because Nano Banana can take color codes, and color code was another way to further concrete out the tone palette of the scene. But you can see that even when I separately generate multiple images without the color code in there, it's still kind of back to back the same. So the style reference image itself is powerful. It's powerful enough that it's able to take there to consistency, and Nano was so good with specifically porting a style tone that even if your base image is a little bit off, just by adding another image that is specifically for the style, you can type, if you're not on FreePic and you don't have a specific style icon where you can plug it in there, because FreePic has a little at the upper corner here where you put this image is specifically for style, right? But if you're on another surface and you don't have a style plug, image plug, just type in a prompt that extrapolate the style, texture, tone, cinema of this image, but do not incorporate the environment. Negative prompt work for Nano Banana, so that way it knows you only want the color palettes, the cinema, texture, and then maybe the depth of field as well. A little bit film grain in there, and you effectively remove the off color of the scenes and replace it with this. And it's able to do this consistently every single time. It's very good at it. So yeah, the thing about when I first started using Nano Banana, what I didn't understand was how stiff it is, and how incapable it is of jumpstarting any images. I'm still seeing a lot of people using Nano Banana in a way where they try to do it raw, do everything raw with Nano Banana that's just really not made for it. By comparison, Flux is just a luxury or image generator when it comes to scenes and environment, where it just looks a whole lot more organic. And the Flux model from Foul, whatever it is they're doing, they're just doing it right when it comes to scenes. I like the Foul Flux even back in the earlier version 1 model, so I go back to them. A little bit history and depth to the helps. Midjourney base is also good here. It's being purely a Midjourney base, and you get to see how smart the Nano Banana AI is at filling up the scenes, giving a little bit of distance. I added a test problem with it. There's a wheat field farm, and it just added a wheat field in there. Yeah, well, I wanted the house to be a little bit in the back too. But it's able to be very mobile in some manner if you prompt it right. And if you go into 2x2, it's even better. That's everything about peeking out Nano Banana. There's something that they didn't quite work out for me. Like I tried to use these